But the age, I think probably 25. I think the reason why I'm saying that is because of the whole frontal lobe situation. Like your frontal lobe was fully developed by that time. So like, and that have a lot to do with impulse control, etc. Y'all probably know these things already, but um, I think that's the reason why I would say 25 because it's fully developed at that time, and it will continue to develop even the mid 30s. But I know at that time that the 30s is probably too old to have children, from what people are saying. But yeah, like 22, 23, we still don't really know how to like have understand the decision making and the planning and the impulse control. It's not developed, but it's not fully developed at that time. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to agree with it. You can look it up. Like that's biology. Like that's by the age of 25, it's fully
That doesn't
developed at
stop
that
you.
time, the
It
frontal
does. The
lobe.
biology
No,
doesn't
no,
say
no,
you
I'm not
can't.
saying, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the age of 25, the frontal lobe is fully developed, and that is a part of making decisions and impulse control. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to agree with it. Just look it up.
I know it's
That's
science.
something.
I know it's
Yeah,
science,
so I'm
but
not.
that's not an
Yeah, but I'm
excuse.
not.
That's
Yeah, but
not
you
an
can't.
excuse, though. If
I
that's the
never
case,
said it is.
use
I
that as
never
an
said it's an
excuse before
excuse.
our young women
I'm
open our
literally just
legs up.
answering this question.
Okay.
Guys, do you know, I honestly believe the reason, because I've been seeing this more and more women talking about, oh, my frontal lobe wasn't developed, oh, my frontal lobe is not developed yet, oh, my frontal, I hadn't hit 25 yet, I was still immature. I believe the reason they're using this, it sounds like a, I don't care whether it's a real thing, it's the frontal lobe is not developed until 25. I don't care if it's true, but the reason I've been hearing more of this recently as an excuse women use is because they don't want to be held accountable for the shit they did before 25. It's like, no, I had 3 babies with 3 men before 25 because my frontal lobe was not developed yet. That's why I picked 3 pookies to have babies with. Oh no, the reason I decided to do OnlyFans is because my frontal lobe wasn't developed yet. Oh no, the reason I got married at 21 and divorced my husband at 24, and now I regret it because I wasn't mature enough and my frontal lobe wasn't developed yet. But they never have the same excuses for men. If a man had 7 baby mamas in the years before 25, he's a deadbeat. If he refuses to take care of his kids, they never say his frontal lobe wasn't developed yet. He's a deadbeat dad. If he refuses to go to school, he's a pookie. He's a drug dealer. If he commits a crime before 25, no judge is ever going to say this guy is still too young, his frontal lobe is not developed, he killed someone, but let us give him a pass because his frontal lobe is not developed. But somehow ladies are using the excuse of my brain wasn't developed, I was not yet 25, so forgive me for everything. Everything I did before 25, it doesn't count because I was not. My brain wasn't like this. Shit is annoying. Like they hate accountability so much.
I
You're right.
literally just answered this question. I'm
You're right
saying at the
here.
age of
You're
25,
right.
for what I believe,
Oh,
I
you're right.
believe that by the age of 25, they should be able to marry at that time. Now, to have like sex and things like that, I still believe 25. I don't think,
Oh wow.
because at the end of the day, like it's impulse control. Like when we do have intercourse with each other, before 25, we don't really know why. We're just doing it because it feels good for the moment. It's
Can I ask
not,
you a question, sir?
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No problem.
So
Remember, this is how I think. This is my opinion
I
now.
get it.
No one has to agree.
Those are really good responses. No marriage
Yeah, go
until
ahead.
25, no sex till 25. Fine.
Yeah, that's what I believe. But
What
we
about
can agree.
drinking and smoking?
Well, for me, I don't drink and smoke.
Oh no, I'm not
So,
taking yourself out of it.
but I know
What
what you
about
mean. Like generally, yeah, generally, I don't, because remember, it goes back to impulse control. So,
drinking? So
and
drinking and
making
smoking.
decisions. So
How
I
old
don't.
should a woman be
Mhm.
before she drinks and smokes?
I don't believe that somebody should drink or smoke before that age. That's just me because of the
Okay,
whole impulse control and the decision making. But I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, and I'm not saying that somebody that is 22, 23 years old is not mature enough to drink or smoke. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying based
but
off
you
what I
said that they're
know
not mature
regarding
enough to
to
get married and have sex.
Yeah, because statistic and biology, they're not. Biology, I'm not
What if I
saying
told you?
independent.
What if I told you the
I'm
same
not saying
people?
individually.
Right. What if I told you the same people that you think is old enough to drink and smoke,
Mhm,
those consuming those things actually impairs the functionality of your frontal lobe. So using it as a shield to not get
mhm.
married or have sex until 25, and at the same time you can drink and smoke is a contradiction.
But Sweeney's
No,
asking her opinion of her
I'm
opinion.
I'm saying this is my opinion. At the age of
I get
25,
it.
I believe that based off the frontal lobe, based on science, based on biology, I'm
It's based
saying
on all
the
that.
frontal lobe is fully developed by the age of 25. And when it comes to decision making and impulse control, that's the age that's fully developed. And it's actually still developing by the mid 30s. So that's
So in this case, all the men who had babies before 25, all the men who committed crimes before 25, all the men who did some, hood ghetto BS before 25, they should all be forgiven. They should all be let out of jail. They should all, they shouldn't be held accountable. Because, I mean, apparently, women, for some reason, before 25, they can do whatever they want to do, and they can use the excuse of my frontal lobe was not developed. For some reason, it was developed enough. It's developed enough to take money from men. It's developed enough to scream, I'm independent, don't need no man. The frontal lobe is developed enough for them to go get a job and go to school, right, and earn their degrees. The frontal lobe is developed enough to do whatever they want to do before 25, but if it's not developed enough to be held accountable. That's crazy. I mean, this is a new level of I don't want to be held accountable. This is a different level.
I
my
understand that.
answer. That's
I
all I'm
don't
saying.
understand the biology behind it. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying
that's
that
all.
if you're gonna participate in things that impairs it before 25, it's hard to make the
Yeah.
case that you should wait to do the things.
No, but I
That
don't
might,
agree with that. That's the thing. Like, I don't
you
agree
don't
for
agree that
people to
smoking and
smoke
drinking
and drink.
impairs the frontal lobe?
No, she's saying she doesn't
No,
agree with
I
people
don't
under
agree with them.
25 smoking
Yeah,
or
that's what I'm
drinking or
saying.
having
But she
sex.
said she said
Yeah,
Yeah.
disparity. She said
but
they
it
they weren't
happens
mature
though.
enough.
I don't knock. I don't judge nobody that does it. I'm just saying it happens.
Okay.
Let somebody else answer.
Yeah, that's it. I just answered very simple. I don't want to. Yeah.
Um, Bo, did you answer? Right. And if y'all, the reason why I'm having them answer first is because they're the ones that's speaking vehemently against this marriage at this age. So I already know that Amira, Naomi, Lady Di have no issue with marrying young. So
You
I'm just
don't
going to the ones that objected, just so
you already
y'all
know what I
understand.
think. You already know what I think, Sweeney. I might have changed my mind.
Yeah, I do know what you think. It's
You're
okay
good.
though.
So, personally, I feel like in order for this to be a thing, the boys need to be raised with empathy. They need to be raised to communicate effectively. And I think that communicate is thrown around so easily. They need to be able to listen. They need to be able to understand. They need to be able to comprehend, and they also need to be able to solve one problem at a time. That is effective communication. They need to be able to communicate their feelings very well and calmly. They need to be taught how to control themselves. They need to be taught how to hone their emotions, how to identify them, and how to control them. They also need to be taught how to keep their bodies to themselves. So I think that that's a good start for it, for a relationship. Problem solving skills are not a strong suit of a lot of men. So I think that that's a good thing. Those are good places to start.
She could have summed up all that by saying boys should have fathers raise them. That's all she had to say. Everything she just named is because most boys these days don't have fathers in the house. And don't tell me, oh, they left the house. No, it's because their mothers either divorced them, broke up the relationship because they are not happy, like they usually say. So don't give me the whole men walked away from the relationship or from the house. No, actually, most men are usually kicked out of the house by the judge or by the woman. If she doesn't take them to court, she would tell him to leave the house, even if he bought the house. So don't give me that BS.
All right. Did Naomi, Amira, Lady Di, did y'all want to actually answer the question, or y'all good?
I do.
All right, Amira, go ahead.
I don't think that women, majority of the times, I don't think that women should be the ones deciding what is right for a boy to be learning or what he needs to know. Because the majority of times when women try to decide what the man needs to know or what he should be or shouldn't be, typically women end up making something that they're unattracted to anyway. So I believe that only the men should be the ones determining what that boy needs to know before he gets married, because the men are going to know what challenges that boy is going to face. The women don't. Sorry, guys. So I think it's mostly the men who should be determining what that boy needs to learn before he gets married,
Thank you.
not the women.
I agree. I think most issues men have these days, young men and even boys growing up right now, is because they don't have the experience of the man, of the father. All the experiences they know are from the mom because they live in a single mother household. So the mom, they see the mom working, they see the mom angry, they see the mom changing women, changing men, they see the mom frustrated, they see the mom crying, they see the mom all through these different emotions, but they don't know a man's perspective. And remember, they go to school. Who's the class teacher? A woman. So all they see is a woman's experience for the most part. When they're mad, when they're frustrated, who do they talk to? Either the mom or the female teacher. So they don't know a man's experience. You feel me? So then he grows up and women are having a hard time saying, oh, he's closed off, he doesn't know how to communicate, he doesn't know how to treat women. But it's like, which man told him how to treat women well? The mom was the one raising him. So she's right. Fathers should raise boys and teach them about relationships, not the single moms.
The whole damn conversation's irrelevant after that. We probably should get people these. If y'all want to do this, we should
Well,
probably
the
get
reason why I
women
asked the question
form
is the
so we
reason
can
why
have
I
a
asked
conversation.
the reason why I asked the
This is a
question
hold
is
up.
because we're obviously dealing with these women, right? So I'm just asking because they're coming up with a lot of contention for young marriage. So to dive into it, so I'm asking on this to find out what they believe would get them to the altar if they were to choose these men and what they would expect from it. I'm not saying that they have to be the person that teaches them or decides it. I'm just asking for their thoughts on the
Yeah, but the
But
reason why the
Sweetie,
question is
don't
the
you
reason
think?
why the question is has no merit or no relevance is because they don't control access to marriage.
Jesus fucking
You're
Christ.
asking it from an end of it's they're the ones who are dictating what you bring to table to become a husband.
Sure. If that's what
But
you got to
Sweetie,
say.
no, but Sweeney, don't you think? Wait, you're asking them this question, but don't you
Do y'all
think that
disagree?
even the women saying these things, they're basically making something that they're going to be unattracted to anyway?
Do y'all believe that y'all ask them? Shit.
What?
They're the ones who called said what they wanted. Ask them. Is that what they would be unattracted to?
I
Do you
believe so.
I
understand that
think that's
everything that
assumption
we
though.
said is the thing that we needed to stay in the relationships that we were in?
But you guys
How would
picked,
you?
wait, wait,
How
wait. You guys
can you
picked the
say what
men.
I would
You
be
guys picked the
unattracted to?
men that weren't that. So how can you tell
Oh,
me that
shit.
that is what you're looking for and you pick the man that's the opposite?
Facts. She's cooking. Let me not cook some more and then I'll talk about it.
I didn't do that. That was a mirror. I
Let's
was
go,
holding it.
Amira.
Yeah, but
Cook,
when you
Amira.
learn from your mistakes, then you will
Exactly.
know. You'll know. Yeah. So like you have to learn from your mistakes.
At
So of
what
course
cost?
we're not.
But how many mistakes are you going to learn from? Because think about it, guys. This woman right here is, I think, 40, maybe 45, whatever the age. So she has been dating men from the age 18 to 45. She's saying she hasn't learned her mistakes dating different multiple men. She hasn't found one single man who can do everything she wants. Or maybe, just maybe, she's not doing things that men want. She's just focused on her, on herself. For all those 20 something years, she has met different men, good and bad, and she couldn't keep just one man like this. Because remember, she get approached by men.
Not gonna know in the
Wait,
beginning.
why do you need to learn from a mistake when you just said something about communication? Are you telling me that at whatever age you were starting to date or look for men, you couldn't figure out with your mind, your logical mind, I want
Mm-hmm.
somebody who can talk.
No, because we're young.
Exactly.
No, because we're
They're not
young. Sometimes we
25
do
yet,
not know
Amira, so
that.
they're not logical. That's
Yes,
what
so
they
this
are.
is, but
Like 25 years,
yes,
all of
but
a
it's
sudden that
true.
knowledge comes.
Well, you
You
know
feel
It
what?
me?
depends on your
We
experience, though.
I
But
think
how
you're
you
right.
gonna?
hold on, Kater.
Oh,
Hold on, Kater.
okay.
We sincerely apologize, Amira, for not being as perfect as you. We're so
Gaslighting.
sorry
One
for
second, my
not
husband's calling.
being.
They're gaslighting her now. They're playing victim. They're trying to gaslight her.
One
As
second.
discerning as
Damn, y'all
you
think we're perfect?
and having the guidance that
God,
you
you.
have. Like what the like as
She's
if people
pissed.
are not allowed to make mistakes. As people are as if
She's
people are not
mad.
allowed to learn from said mistakes. We came up with this list because of learned experiences, because we were missing these things in those relationships, and had we had those things, that relationship would have gone much smoother for us, instead of us having to settle for someone who acts like a small child.
But what is usually
You see how? Oh my God, guys, I'm heated right now. I'm triggered. So she claims after all the failed relationships, she has finally learned what she likes in men. I can bet you a bridge right now. She's single, number one. Number two, if she has learned so much, can we guarantee that the next relationship she gets into is going to be the last relationship? Or is it going to end and then she comes back and says, oh, now I know myself? For some reason, every other year, they learn more about themselves. First, this one says she was 25. She wasn't 25 yet, so the frontal lobe wasn't developed. And now, after 25, she's almost 40. She's still talking about, I'm still fine. They like to say, I'm finding myself. I learned something. And then she's, oh my God, I'm so heated. Amira is cooking. Let me just let Amira cook because I'm heated right
that
now.
was wrong in the relationship though? Well,
Plenty.
not you specifically, but what are women doing in the relationship that's wrong? Why is it we just blame the men?
Exactly. Or is men.
It's not that we are perfect, but we are speaking from our experience. I can't speak on men's experience with women.
And
We
that's
have
the
to
issue.
speak from here, not because we're perfect, but because this is our experience, and I don't experience women like that. Only
Yeah, but the issue is if you cannot put yourself in someone's shoes, then nothing will ever be solved. As a man, if I don't put myself in a woman's shoes to understand why women want provider men, why women love a man who listens, if I never do that and the more is complaining, oh, women ABCD, then I can never really move forward. And that's what women do. They always blame men. They never try to put themselves in a man's shoes and think about, you know what? I have all these standards for men, but what do men want in return? Just for once, ladies, just do that. Step back and think, okay, I have like 1,000 requirements from a man, but what does a man want? How do men like the when do I talk to them nicely? Am I feminine? Put yourself in a man's shoes, then maybe, just maybe, you'll keep a man.
men can. So you have to ask them about.
I
what
mean, we're
women do wrong,
currently not
us.
speaking on what women do wrong because he asked us specifically, what do we want for like our daughters to have in a man,
They're so
I was
selfish.
referring to
No,
those
that's
ending statements.
right?
He was saying
he was
stuff.
asking.
I was
He
referring
was
to those
asking,
ending
what are
statements.
the men supposed to fix, or what do the man need to have in order for you to get in the marriage with them and that marriage be a
No,
successful marriage?
no, she's right. I was asking because I started off by saying I think it's kind of pointless to speak specifically to these women, but they were actively speaking against marrying young. So I asked them, what would we have to if we implemented Amira's cultural background, so to speak, what she grew up in, which was family being involved, um, teachers being, you know what I mean, teaching the kids young and everything else. What would they believe would have to be taught for them to be okay for young women to marry at the age between the ages of 18 and 24?
Yeah, I mean,
What do they? Because
because it's also like here's the other thing, right? Even if you want to make this a equal sides are doing a bunch of stuff wrong. I'm saying that most men that I know that are good men, right, openly admit that at 18 they were troublesome, they were promiscuous, they were all of these things, and then they got to be like mature and disciplined and great and honorable at like 30. Okay, so I don't want my daughter to go too far up in age to date. So what I'm saying is when we make it an even conversation, even if we're saying, okay, she's immature, she is a liar, she's promiscuous too. Okay, cool. Now they're both promiscuous, now they're both immature, now they're both liars at 18. So what's wrong with saying wait till you're 24 and you've got a little bit more sense about yourself, and maybe you got a degree so both of you can be a little bit more established in your lives. If it, because like Lady O said, stop talking about money. Okay, so if you are saying he doesn't need to be a full-on 100% provider, right? Now she can bring in some finances too, because now they both have degrees at 24. They're both probably into the first
She's a fucking
year
liar.
or 2 or 3 in their career,
Oh
right?
my god.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that is, number one, men, we never get to say, I was young, please forgive me, I was young, I did some dumb shit when I was 18 years old, and that's it. No, we get held accountable. That's number one. Women don't want to be held accountable. Men never use, I was young, I was not 25 yet, my brain was not fully developed. Men never say that. Women say that BS. That's number two. Number three, when women get degrees and make the money, I've never seen 1,000 women lining up talking about, oh, I have my degree, I'm making money, where's the man we can join income. No, they always look for a man who makes way more money. She's a fucking liar. I can't, oh my god. You know what, let me do a different video because now I'm heated. All right, link down below to La PF.